Bonnie from Dwelling Logs. Today we are making salt dough cake toppers and I want to show you guys how I do it. Okay, so this year's birthday theme is Angry Birds, and we're using our favorite salt dough recipe to make our cake toppers. And this recipe, I'll put the link down below, I found online. It's our favorite recipe and our favorite temperature to dehydrate it at. It's 1 part flour, 1 part salt, half a part water. You can dissolve the salt in your water first, and you may get a smoother dough as a result. I just always forget, so in it goes, and it still works. One of our favorite things to do when we make salt dough is to take out all of our Play-Doh tools to create whatever we want to create, and it helps just shape everything. If you're doing really big pieces, you want to make sure that you make them kind of hollow on the inside so that they do dehydrate all the way, and you can use water to glue on all of the little pieces and details, and it'll just help them stick better. I bake them at 200 degrees in the oven to dehydrate them for quite a long time. You basically just have to go by feel, keep checking them and make sure they're not soft and they're getting lighter and lighter as they bake. And another thing I do when I have a lot of details and little pieces on top of the pieces is I will go in and I will take a cup of water and a paintbrush and I will just paint them with water. This smooths out their surfaces, and it also just makes sure all those little add-ons that like eyeballs and mouths and hair and stuff like that will stick and stay on and not fall off later. So now it's time to paint them up, and I use acrylic paint. The paint does absorb very heavily into the salt dough, so be prepared for that. You can either use a lot of paint or you can even dilute your acrylic paints, which is totally fine. I don't know about other paints that you could use. I always use acrylic, and it works really, really well. You can add your details in, and it's a lot of fun. And you're not just stuck to using paint for decorating them. You can also break out your Sharpie markers to add little fine details. So now all of our Angry Birds are painted up and ready for being sealed. Now if you put these right on the cake as is, the salt dough will start to absorb the moisture from your icing, and then you're going to have salty icing and you're going to wreck your little figurines. So I Modge Podge them. I am no way saying that Modge Podge is food safe. I have no idea. It's just what I use, and it gives them a sealant so that they won't absorb the moisture from the cake and that they can sit on there for decoration. Modge Podge also gives these guys strength. After a birthday, I'll give these to my kids to play with, and they are harder to break, way harder, so also a preservative.